it's Alex and welcome to Hey Little Drifter. Today I'm bringing you another point horror video and I'm going to be focusing on the books by Richie Tankersley Cusick. Richie Tankersley Cusick is another well-known YA author, and I believe there were several other titles that she wrote in the same vein which came out in the US, but I don't think we got in the UK, at least not within the point horror series. When I was a kid I thought Richie was a guy because I think at that age I'd only ever heard the name as a boy's name. And it was only later in life that I found out Richie is in fact a woman, and I believe there are actually more women authors for the point horror series than men, which is really interesting and very cool. So Richie Tankersley Cusick had 7 books in the point horror series, and let's go through them in alphabetical order. First up is April Fools, which came out in 1991. It's no joke, it's murder. This is about Belinda and her friends. They are involved in a car accident on April the 1st, and the other people in the accident are believed to be dead, so Belinda's friends convince her that they should just leave the scene of the crime and pretend it never happened. Sometime later, Belinda is still feeling really guilty about this, and she starts receiving a lot of strange threats. So maybe someone did witness the accident after all and is going to make sure she pays for what she did. I'm not sure I even knew what this was when I was younger because we don't have post boxes or mailboxes like them in the UK, but the doll is definitely creepy and I love the fluorescent orange title. Next up is Fatal Secrets, which came out in 1995. Skating on Thin Ice. This is about sisters Marissa and Ryan. Marissa dies in some horrific icy accident, and Ryan is now haunted by the guilt of not being able to save her, but she's also being haunted by a secret that Marissa had. I like the jagged silver font that they used for the title, just to give you that feel of broken ice, and there are even some bubbles coming up out of the water here. Help Wanted came out in 1996. Part-Time Job or Full-Time Nightmare. This is about Robin. She gets a part-time job working at the house of a boy at her school. His name is Parker and he's really attractive but also really weird, and apparently his family is also really weird too. And Robin keeps hearing some strange noises when she's in their house at night. A simple but striking cover with these shears on the front and the reflection of a terrified face in them. Next is The Lifeguard, which came out in 1991. Don't call for help, he may just kill you. This is about Kelsey. She is spending her summer holiday at the beach, but strange things start happening and there are a few suspicious drownings, and it turns out that maybe not all of the lifeguards are out there to protect people. This is probably one of the most iconic of the point horror book covers. This one is definitely an early one in the series, and I love how it looks like just a nice sunny beach at first glance, but then you see how this lifeguard does look rather sinister. And the font they used for the title is all wavy like the water, so yeah, it's a great cover. The Mall came out in 1995. Shop Till You Drop, Dead. This is about Trish. She has a job working at the local mall, which she really loves. But one day there's a really weird customer and she starts receiving creepy phone calls, strange things keep happening, and it turns out there's some deep dark secrets in the mall, and does she really want to find out what it is? This is a great cover. I love this dead arm hanging amongst these mannequin arms, and it's dripping with blood, and the font of the title is also dripping. I think that's a really great touch. Next we have Teacher's Pet, which was published in 1991. Look what the cat dragged in. This is about Kate, who goes away for a week-long writing course, but first the teacher goes missing, and then she feels like she's being followed through the woods, and it turns out there might be a killer out there. Another great cover with this eye-catching pink fluorescent title and the shadow of a cat over this blackboard. And last up we have Trick or Treat, which also came out in 1991. Trick or treat, candy is dandy, but murder is sweet. This is about Martha. She moves into an old and creepy house, which she doesn't like one bit. On top of that, she is receiving some really strange phone calls, and it feels like someone is following her. This is one of my favourite books in the whole series, and definitely one of my favourite covers. We've got this absolutely beautiful painting of this amazing house. We've got the jack-o'-lantern on the porch and some creepy figure lurking in the shadows, and this really great fluorescent orange title in this really interesting font. Everything about this cover is just so good, and it's definitely one of my all-time favourites. So those were all of Richie Tankersley Cusick's point horror books. Let me know which one was your favourite. I will link all of my other point horror related videos down below in the description if you want to go check them out. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I will see you again in my next video. Bye!